Leadership. So all the women leadership in the class. Okay? You also. You everyone have to join hands. No, it is for please come. Alright?
Yes.
Good. Beautiful.
Music कितना अच्छा है.
No, wait a minute. That's nice. But we made like a studio come with the classes. कहाँ से होता है?
No, not right now, but we will do some.
Yeah, sure. Adam, then. आइए. Hello. Space है.
Do we get lost, huh?
Ah, that's okay.
लाइट कैसे जा रहा है?
Yes.
We got it from Amazon. We look for specific codes that will go with the theme of Pilani.
Excuse me.
And both our research scholars, they climbed up and they put it on.
Yeah.
So can we start?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. It is your show. We are just guessing.
A warm good morning to one and all. It gives us immense pleasure to have you all with us today for this inaugural ceremony of pilot program, that is personality integration, leadership orientation, and teamwork program. It's an initiative by the Department of Management with Pilani. Today, we are honored to present Professor Mahesh with a bouquet.
During program development phase, one of the inputs that we received from various stakeholders that along with the technical skills, a number of personalities and qualitative skills are also important to make a technically efficient business analytics candidate industry ready. Keeping this in mind, in the program proposal, we proposed a certification for MBA Business Analytics students on skill and personality development, along with other industry-relevant certification program. After the launch of the MBA and Business Analytics program, I had several interactions with the director, sir, regarding this certification program on behavioral skill. So, director, the program will be delivered on 4 structured modules: personality and personal growth, leadership and emotional intelligence, communication collaboration and conflict management, and finally teamwork and networking. In future, we would like to take this initiative further by opening this program to students from other departments and as well as outside discipline. I want to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Souvik Bhattacharya, and the Director Sir for their constant support and encouragement to each and every faculty members of the Department of Management. I also want to thank our Mahesh Sir, Sureka Vinod ma'am, and Anil Bhatt Sir for agreeing to be part of the advisory panel. The program will be discussed in detail by Dr. Jayashree Mahesh in her presentation. I am confident that all the participants will take advantage of this program and that everyone involved with the program will cooperate throughout. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Now I request Professor Sudhir Kumar Barai, our Director, sir, to give the inaugural address and share his valuable input. Sir, please.
Okay, well, you see, how's things, so what we say. All right. And if you are standing well, then possibly you don't require any kind of integration part. But if you are not, then this is a program which helps you analyze yourself, look inward, find out what are the qualities you have and what are the qualities you not have, and where we can really work on it. And then based on that, you build around, analyze it, make a career goals. You identify what exactly you want to do in your life, where you want to take these value systems and go forward in your personal and professional life. Okay, and that is how you will go forward. And then you kind of lead. And lead does not mean that you are to be a leader of 100 people. Lead means critical thinking. Lead means you are having an ability to solve the critical problems. You are taking initiative by yourself. So in a like normal class also, if you are kind of taking assignments, it is not about who is starting the assignment first and try solving. That is also a lead. And that leading is very, very important. And this kind of an exercise actually gives you confidence because you have evaluated yourself, you have identified yourself, that where you are good, where you are not good, and that will allow you to kind of grow forward and so on. And that is where actually the first part comes of the taking the initiatives and how you really take it forward and taking the lead part of it. And once you start doing individually, then there is the world now is of a collaboration. So you need to really work with the team. You need to work with the collaboration. You sometimes have to be team leader, or sometimes you have to be team follower. Both things. It's a basically you have to play both roles and where to sit back, where to lead. This is also a part of the collaborations. So this kind of certification program is very, very content is there. In fact, I got so much support experience about the programs and their MBA students and so on. So if that happens, that is also wonderful. That this and possibly the organization process will be learning. These are the learning for all of us actually. Let me just tell you who has taken a lead of doing this, developing this program. I really grateful to Professor Bhatt and Professor Mahesh and Professor Manu for being the part of this advisory board. Of course, the Professor then also played a very, very important role. Unless and until we create that ecosystem in the department, we will not be able to kind of launch this kind of program. In terms of the support anywhere, any place, wherever it is required, I'm always there for the department. It's not about the department, it's the institution. As long as I'm here in the institute, you can be rest assured that you will not have a hindrance in any other places. And even if there is to be say anything negative, I will be very, very positively telling the negative part. So that is something which is my duty to do that. But I'm sure everything is very positive for us. So I think this is a very great opportunity for all of us, and it's up to us now how we really make it the program more attractive. And as I think Professor Jyoti is also here, I have a dream. In fact, I came to know while I circulated this, the Prandtl Institute, they have hired the professional agencies to kind of find out the.
So in the next, thank you for calling me and giving me an opportunity to explain in detail about the pilot program. So the next 10 to 12 minutes, I will just take you through the key elements, the pedagogy and the takeaways for students from this particular program. So in recent times, there's been an increasing emphasis on behavioral skills that predict the success both in workplace and education institutions. So what would we understand as behavioral skills? Behavioral skills are the ability of an individual to respond to a situation, either a stimulus internal or in an external environment. And these are usually what is known as, could be intangible, they are subtle skills, but certainly which can be learned over time. And also they might be termed as soft skills, people skills, interpersonal skills, human skills, life skills. The name and the depth and breadth of these skills keep on increasing with different phases in the economy and as changes happen in society. Though they are called soft skills or people skills, they are not easy skills in the sense, in no way are they lighter when compared to hard skills, and equally hard to master, but with perseverance and experience, certainly one can become adept at these skills. So why this suddenly, we're talking about behavioral skills in the time of gig economy, automation and technology. Research by Harvard and Stanford, they have said that 85% of success on job comes from well-developed behavioral skills, and only 15% is attributed to your technical or hard skills. Like as they say, you get hired for your hard skills, but you're often fired for lack of soft skills. And based on, again, various research sources, we can broad research names it in a particular way. These are the set of important skills that is coming under behavioral skills. And why we as an institute should be interested in cultivating these skills in our students. The National Educational Policy of 2020, where the main focus is employability, education, numeracy, literacy, or what is commonly known as higher order cognitive skills. Pluses or the minuses, understanding how you can use this as an advantage, integrated with various managerial processes like decision making, leadership, communication and teamwork. And that's the reason we're calling it personality integration. Leadership orientation, of course, leadership has got various components to it, and one argument says that either people are born leaders or you become good leaders with experience. So what we want to do here is expose our students to the fundamentals of leadership, mainly aspects like empathy, trust, and also believing in your followers. So that is why we are giving them the fundamentals or the orientation of leadership. And obviously teamwork. Organizations today are structured around teams. And when you're talking about teams, there are different team roles that individuals will have to play, and each team role brings a different flavor to the team. So the idea is to understand what and how can you contribute to the team, thereby you can maximize the team's success. And all of these elements will involve a very important and fundamental element, which is communication and collaboration. So this is the reason why it has been termed as pilot, and the reason behind all the components. So now coming to the key elements of this, as we said, the objective is imparting fundamentals of behavioral skills. So we also want to build leadership and team competencies and enhance the personal and professional effectiveness. So what we have done is that we have created customized modules based on personality differences. So people who are doing research in education would understand that there are different learning styles, either as we're talking about the Kolb's learning styles, where we're talking about experimentation, experience, reflection, and also in terms of observing, or you're talking about the Bloom's taxonomy, where you're talking from levels of lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills, and focusing right from remembering, understanding to evaluative and creating. So different personality types of people, they approach this learning process in a different way. So what we are trying to do is incorporate differences in personality in the module, so that we can cater to the expectations and differences in personality, and each of them have a chance to learn based on their personality differences. Learner-centric. Education or any kind of knowledge imparting is shifting from what is known as teacher-centric methods to learner-centric methods. There was something which was known as sage on the stage, where the instructor delivered lecture. Now we are going to what is known as guide on the side, where the instructor is more of a facilitator and an enabler rather than the key actor. And Generation Z, when you're talking about, they want immediate feedback, they want active participation, they want technology, they want autonomy, they want flexibility. So we are trying to cater into these expectations in our program. And the multi-pronged pedagogy, which I'll be focusing on in the next slide. So we are talking about active, telling the students, this is how you have to do this, on what is important to them or how they should prioritize, thereby come up with action plans. This will be supplemented with feedback, counseling, if required from other professional sources also. So these are the 4 modules that we talked about. We will be using initially freely available academic resources, inventories for managerial grid or the LMX leadership style, or what we're talking about, transaction analysis, conflict management. For teamwork, we have again well-being roles and other roles, which will help them assess where they stand, thereby enabling craft a meaningful purpose for life. Talking about verbal writing or not, because most of the Dr. Mohammad Faraz name, and wherever possible we'll bring in outside experts for giving in that fresh perspective, industry outlook and other aspects. So I train practitioners and accredited in well-being team roles. We've also been trained by Stephen Cost in active learning. In addition to that, we've also undergone training in team-based learning, and based on certain inputs and learning from the research project that myself and Professor associated or have the guidance of our advisory panel. Professor Anil Bhatt has been a professor, mentor, guide, not only to me personally, but to anybody in the department. He's also got a lot of experience in research in higher education. In fact, he's also researching on social media in higher education, and he strongly believes in maximizing the impact of students. Professor R. Mahesh, a senior professor, he's recently participated in Leadership for Academic Professionals program, so he brings with him the learnings from their program. And in addition to that, he's also a practitioner of Reiki and sound therapy, which are used as mindfulness techniques in organizations, which will also help students probably overcome their weaknesses and other aspects. Professor Sudeka Bennett, ma'am. I got this information from the internet, and I guess this is right. She has been a resident of Pilani, a student here, and now a professor at Institute. And she's been a long-standing warden of Meera Bhavan, and she's someone who's taken active interest in student growth and development. And I'm sure this will be certainly a valuable asset to our panel. So the student team, both of them are researching or doing their PhD in the domain of HR and OB, while Shipra is working on employee well-being oriented human resource practices. Meera is focusing on employee emotions and leadership. So this program is also in terms of, will help them achieve their research objectives and also, improve them, their effectiveness in terms of their professional lives. So with all this input and background, here we have what we are bringing to the table. So I thank, first of all, the leadership and Professor Udyan for always being supportive. And in fact, this lab would not have been set up unless Professor Udyan had been very generous with the resources and of course the permission. So we really look forward to bringing a quality program which will be advantageous not only for the students of the department, but in the long run, kind of,
its relevance for one's personal as well as professional life. So please.
Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you something which the department had been planning for a long time, but it saw its fruition only. I think directors had took personal interest, and the resources were brought to the table by Jayashree and Professor Fraz. They spent time and took up those skills, and now we have with us, which will give our students mainly some kind of advantage, competitive advantage. That's the hard fact of soft skills is that they're very hard to learn actually and practice. We might read books about them, but it's about how you put them into practice. Okay, a small thing like you talked about anger management taught by our mothers. But to be angry at the right person, for the right reason, to the right degree, and I'm sure we are all students of life, and together this facility will ensure that we learn from each other. Thank you very much, and I want to congratulate the team that has done it, the students team, the faculty, facilitators, and of course the leadership which provide resources and the guidance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your work.
Ma'am, would you like to say something? Professor Mahesh, would you like to say something? We'd like to hear from you. So
Maybe later.
I need to say.
We are all students of that.
We are the students.
We are just boarded the flight. We are just boarded the flight. Let the pilot take where they want to take us.
Thanks for
Last but not the least, I would like to welcome Shipra Pandey, Research Scholar, to give the word of thanks. Shipra, over to you.
A warm good morning to Director Sir and other invited guests. On the behalf of the department, I take this opportunity to thank all those who have helped us to achieve this vision of setting up of Behavioral Skills Lab. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Sudhir Kumar Dare for being guiding hand of all the initiatives of this department and supporting this pilot program. Next, I would also like to thank our esteemed advisor for agreeing to be associated with this endeavor and taking time from their busy schedule to be with us this morning. Professor R. Mahesh, Professor Surekha Bernard, and Professor Anand, we look forward for your guidance and support during the entire tenure of this program. An initiative of this nature cannot be accomplished without the support of the various team members. On the behalf of the coordinators, I take this opportunity to thank Professor Udyan Chanda, who has facilitated, enabled the necessary resources and showed solidarity from the stage of envisaging this program to the point of making it a reality. Without his valuable support, every step of this program helping us with website. A big thank is also due to the pricing of Swati Muralidhar and Francis Xavier, who created the flyer and the poster at very short notice. We also thank them for live streaming this event. We take this opportunity to thank the office staff of Department of Management, namely Rakesh ji, for coordinating the setup, and Mr. Sumed and Ms. Anandi for assisting him. We hope that the students benefit immensely from this program and through the learning, craft a meaningful professional and personal life. Thank you for being with us this morning.
The packaging making looks like packaging making wonderful. But one part is
Vote of thanks is done.
I'm just pulling your अभी तो ट्रेलर लॉन्च हुआ है ना 2 दिन पहले
Close now.
Rakesh, snacks and
Stop.